Welcome to Good Time Writing. I'm romance author Lori Thorne, and this is my weekly writing vlog where I tell you everything from my productivity for the week, which is low. We'll talk about it. The crazy things that I ended up Googling, how the stories are coming, and you get to vote on your favorite lines from my works in progress. Before we jump in, though, I have some unsolicited author advice. This usually happens as we're just talking, but this was a different sort of event. My unsolicited advice this week is in regards to marketing. It doesn't really go into the same category as the weekly rundown. It wouldn't come up, but I've been thinking about it a lot. Here's what happened. My books, of course, I try to make available everywhere, right? They're on Amazon, they're on KU, they are on Audible, two of them are. Their paperback is available wide, Barnes & Noble, pretty much anywhere you can get a paperback, you can get one of my books. And I had them on the TikTok shop as well. Now, I used the TikTok shop when it first came out. I was excited. TikTok is one of my favorite platforms. I'm on there all the time. And what I didn't know when it first came out is that when you make the switch to a business account, which you have to do to sell things, you can't use like the fun trending sounds. And that was a big bummer for me because I love those things. Like I legitimately have so much joy in like finding a well aligned sound for as an author or one of my books. And so I only kept it open for 2 weeks at that point, and I missed the sounds too much, and I felt like I was missing out on kind of the whole point of TikTok for me. So I was like, not gonna do it. Well, fast forward into much more recent, and I said, you know what? I'm getting serious about my sales. I really wanna try something different. TikTok shop is right here. I'm gonna have more patience. I'm gonna get clever with the sounds that you do have, right? I'm gonna really give it a good run. 2 weeks was not long enough, right? So I had this iteration of my TikTok shop open for 3 months. And I couldn't use some of the sounds that I wanted, but I did do way more lives than usual because you find that that is a key to success with selling on that platform. However, it still did not work for me. And I felt at the end of 3 months, I was like, it's just kind of a bummer, right? It's not working. I don't know what I can do to make it work. Maybe I need to do more lives, but that doesn't currently fit into my lifestyle. And I think I was making more sales without having the shop and just talking about my books with these fun, like sounds that people can understand, right? So I shut it down again. And here's my advice. We'll get to the advice part. I really think that marketing is so hard, and getting yourself out there and finding your people and forming that community and fostering the connections. This is something that many, many authors struggle with. You should do whatever is fun to make it less heavy. I did learn that I like going live when I can. I like that. So I'll continue to do that. However, I'm so relieved. I'm so relieved that I can just have fun with the people on there now, and it's already working so much better. So sometimes if you're fighting against the flow of a river, you're supposed to just let go and go with the flow. That is my author advice. And you know what? If social media is just not fun for you, there's got to be another way too, because I know it's not for everybody. So if you are struggling to do something, maybe that's just not your method. Take it or leave it. There it is. Now, let's get into the rundown for the week. I said it wasn't very productive. It was not. As many of you know, if you've watched my blog before, I am in the middle of moving. I'm currently working 2 other jobs at the same time. The hours are increased right now. So I have less time, and I've been running around doing everything, which is something that I do. I don't know. Something is wrong with me. I don't feel stress like I should. I don't register it until it's too late. And that is what happened today on Tuesday, which I'll tell you more about. And I just took the day off. I just did. It needed to happen. And now I'm trying to avoid this happening again because we're not moving until the end of the month and it's the end of the year and I've got 3 kids in school and things are crazy there too. So what I'm gonna do is try to plan time off around my move. And it's gonna be like probably 2 weeks at least, right? Because we'll be packing here for a week before we move, loading the truck, and then we'll be unpacking and setting up. So I'll see what I think is fair, but I want to build in leeway so that I don't overwhelm myself again. Anyway, Monday, I did 442 words in occult accounts. I didn't have any other notes. That's just what it is. Tuesday, I woke up, I had a splitting headache. I decided that I was way too stressed out, just unwell. And that I was going to attempt a rotting day, which I did poorly at. It was a much too productive rotting day, but I did not write and I did not pack and I did not clean or fix up the house at all. And I did do things that I just wanted to do. I did my nails. I watched stupid television. I drank a glass of wine. So we got some good relaxation in there, and that was much needed. Wednesday, I did 795 words in Dirty Hands. I Googled the inside of a truck cab for making out purposes. And many recipe conversions. I love cooking and just being in the kitchen, and this is going to be my first book that has recipes in it. Not a lot. There are 3. But there are part of the plot, and I'm just gonna put the whole recipe in there. So I was doing some weird conversions. On Thursday, I did 182 words in Dirty Hands and 98 in Cult Accounts. I was feeling just like I needed to do some in both, so 98, not a lot. And today, Friday, I did 274 words in Dirty Hands. I looked up sweet potato burritos. Delicious. It will be one of the recipes. And I did 631 words in occult accounts. It was nice to have a strong day on occult accounts-ish anyway. And I looked up Filipino surnames and occult beliefs, also Argentinians, same deal. And we ended the week with 1,251 words, and we're on chapter 30 in Dirty Hands, and 1,171 words, and we're on chapter 14 in occult accounts. Now, this video is taking forever because I needed to explain so much today. We're finally to Vote Your WIP. Here are my 3 favorite lines from this week of writing. Tell me which one is your favorite in the comments. Whatever hesitation-causing barrier had been between us had been crushed under the pure desire of that kiss, and now touching was second nature. Number 2, my heart beat with such force that he must have felt it in his chest too. And number 3, it was tough for me to imagine many emergent late-night gardening needs, even amongst the eccentric rich. Let me know, and if you liked hearing about my crazy writing journey, give me a subscribe, and I'll see you around.